Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today on the bench I have a Hamilton that's certainly seen better days. If the broken crystal is any indicator, I'd say this watch took a pretty big hit at some point. I'll remove the remaining glass now and get started with the service. Taking a look at the dial, it appears to be double sunk and in great shape. Most of the time you'll have at least one hairline crack, but I don't see anything other than some dirt and glass. The mainspring seems good. Unless the set lever spring is broken, this watch appears to be lever set. The keyless works feel a little stiff and sticky, but everything appears to be working as it should there. Being lever set combined with the double sunk dial makes me think this might be a railroad grade watch, but I won't know for sure until I get the back off. The case is quite dull and has a few scratches here and there, so I'll polish it up a bit. There's also a fairly large dent in the case back. Thankfully these nickel alloy cases are somewhat soft and easy to form back. And here's the movement, another beautiful grade 972. The one I worked on previously was pendant set and not technically railroad grade, but this one absolutely is. The grade 972 is adjusted to 5 positions, making this an excellent timekeeping device. The damascening on these is always impressive to me, something with so much detail that would rarely be seen by anyone other than a watchmaker. Let's give the balance a little nudge. Well, it is running. I don't think you can see it from here, but the wheel is wobbling pretty bad. That tells me the pivot is likely bent or broken and will need to be replaced. Here's a better view of the wobble. I'll remove the dust ring now. The minute hand is slightly bent, so I'll attempt to bend it back. Here's the dial side. Everything looks good so far. I'll remove the hour wheel now. Someone really did a number on this. I'm going to see if I have a spare to replace it. Next is the intermediate wheel. It looks good. Now I'll remove the canon pinion. It's still nice and snug, so I'll remove the intermediate wheels now. This screw wasn't tightened down all the way. Both the wheels look good. Next, I'll remove the setting lever. No rust, so I'll remove the clutch lever now. It looks good as well. The dial side disassembly is complete, so now I'll flip over to the gear train side. I'll remove the balance assembly first. It might be hard to see, but the bottom pivot is bent and the impulse jewel is cracked. Here's a close-up of the staff's bottom pivot. And here's the cracked impulse jewel. Now I'll remove the ratchet wheel. There's an excessive amount of oil on the top here. There's also a witness mark on the underside, so the arbor hole was at one point worn out. It looks like somebody's already fixed it, which is good. Next, I'll remove the crown wheel. No visible wear or damage. The pallet fork looks good. I just went to unscrew this bridge and it was loose, so I'm going to check the other screws now. This one's fine. This one's loose. This one is as well. And this one's fine. If a watch takes a big impact, it can loosen the screws. I'll remove this bridge now. The escape wheel looks great. The bridge jewels look fine. I'll unscrew the final bridge. Its jewels also look fine. The clutch system looks great. Overall, this watch looks like it was very well maintained. The second wheel looks good, as does the third wheel, and the fourth. All of the base plate jewels look fine, so it looks like the damage was confined to the crystal and the balance wheel. Let's take a look at the mainspring now. There's fresh lubricant in the barrel and the mainspring looks good. Let's get to work on the balance now. First, I'll remove the hairspring. The roller table is removed with a staking tool. Now the old balance staff can be removed. I'll clean the balance parts now and install the new staff and impulse jewel. Here's the new impulse jewel installed. And here's the movement, cleaned and running like new. These Model 1 movements always clean up nicely. The level of decoration really makes them a work of art, more so than just a utility. Here's the timekeeping across positions. The beat error is a little higher than I'd like it, but it's not going to affect the amplitude by much, and I'd rather not mess with this watch any further. And that's the watch completed. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully I'll be able to get back to the 2 video per month schedule, but no promises. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.